Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us, one big family. Thank you for your loving support, all your beautiful comments, your suggestions, your opinions. And I would like to invite you to come and join us, the beautiful queens in my private crochet group. You're more than welcome to come, be a member as long as you have a profile. You could also follow me on my crochet page on Facebook, of course, we're talking about, and Instagram or TikTok, or if you're stuck on a pattern, you could always message me faster, either through the page or my group or Instagram message or TikTok message, and I can help you out. If you haven't subscribed, for the newcomers, I hope you do so. I hope you enjoy the channel and become a member of the family with us. By hitting that subscription, you know everything is free. We work hard every day to put out these beautiful patterns for you guys. We don't ask of anything in return except thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Share if you can. Sharing is caring. And bring your friends and family along. Okay, so for most of the time I use a 4-ply 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads. They're called Ladybug. They're 100 grams a ball, 4-ply, similar to Aunt Lydia number 3. Aunt Lydia number 3 is a little bit thicker, so obviously your patterns become bigger. The colors don't go by name here, they go by number. Let's say this canary yellow is number 15. This purple, because of course there's so many different purples, right? Number 38. So for the most part, I use a 2.75 hook, a small one to tuck in loose ends, of course, and a pair of scissors. People, please, I know sometimes I'm in my bubble and I'm a fast crocheter and I seem to forget that I am recording, and some of you are way much slower than I am. And I sincerely apologize for that. I mean, I get beat up from that all the time, like in most of my videos, I believe. I try my best, and I'm still working very hard on it to slow down for you guys. For those reasons, I say, you could always slow down the video. I know sometimes it's a little bit tricky, sometimes even slowing down. Some of you are a little bit slower. It's hard even slowing down for you guys, and I do apologize for that. But what can I say? I do have this problem of fast crocheting. I think everything in my life is just fast. Everything runs fast. I'm always on the go. But I am trying very hard to slow it down. I think I've improved quite a bit, or at least I'm trying my best. There's no need for really rude comments on that. Whatever doesn't fit you, move on to the next one. Sometimes certain patterns are not made for us, including myself. You can't just, beat up the creator, whoever she is or he is, just because it's not working out for you. There's much worse things in life than treating people rudely. Please, be kind. People really work hard to get these things out there. And sometimes, it's like I said, we get on our bubbles, we make mistakes, we crochet fast, and some get bored because it's too slow. I mean, it is what it is. So I thank you for being patient with me on that. For those that, most of you are patient with it. There's still a few here and there that are quite unpolite and very rude and very demanding and very, I need this and I want that, instead of hello and excuse me and may I or can I please and thank you. I mean, politeness goes a long way. This type of education doesn't come from school. It comes from your crib. So I owe you nothing, or any other creator does not owe you anything. So don't demand and force things out of us, because that's not happening. What is going to happen is, for that type of rudeness, you will be definitely blocked from the channel. And that's what's going on at this point, blocking the rudeness out of my life and out of the channel and everybody else's life here as a member of the channel, okay, or in the group. Same issue, okay? We have zero tolerance for that. We're here as mothers of earth. Men are providers, women are mothers. They teach, they're patient, they're caring, they're loving. So please be kind. Kindness goes a long way. Okay? We're going to get started, everybody. And thank you so much for your patience and for your loving support, like I've mentioned, and for your beautiful comments. Thank you. God bless you. Okay, everyone, so we're going to create another round doily, and I'm going to do it in red because you can use it for Christmas, so it gives you that vibe. I'm going to use a small hook to tuck in loose ends, 2.75 hook to work with, of course, and a pair of scissors. It's going to be fast, easy. It's a small doily, but it's gorgeous. I'm sure you're going to love it. It's one of my old doilies that I had created years ago, so I'm just bringing quite a bit of the old patterns back for you guys. I'm sure a lot of you don't know or seen some of these patterns. I've created myself, designed myself, a lot of them, and a lot of them I took ideas from neighbors, friends, switched it up into my own thing. So let's get started. 4-ply 100% cotton thread, similar to Aunt Lydia number 3. If you're using Aunt Lydia number 3 cotton, your pattern will be bigger than mine. Mine's a little bit thinner, okay? So this next pattern that I'm going to create will be named Betty, after one of my big followers on YouTube, Miss Betty Sanders. This is in your honor, my dear. Thank you so much for being such a big support. And I hug you and I love you and send you much blessings. So this pattern is in your name. Thank you so much, Miss Betty Sanders. Okay? I send you much, much hugs and kisses. So I'm going to create that magic circle. Bring in my string in that circle and secure it with a slip stitch. If you can't do the magic circle, then you can do a 6 to 8 chain depending upon your tension. Inside of this magic circle, I'm going to come back in, do my single and 2 chain. And I'm going to continue to do double crochets inside of this circle. I'm going to do 32 double crochets. So we don't want the circle too tiny because then you'll have a hard time fitting in if you're doing the chains. I suggest probably do 8 chain. It's best, okay? 32. So I've done my 32 double crochet and I've left my space enough in here so it doesn't crumple up. Once I further up, then I can pull the tension on it. But for now, I'm not going to, because then it's going to start waving like an ocean. So I'm going to come back in the same one, starting off my first double crochet, single, 2 chain. So now I'm going to build groups of 4 double crochet and 1 chain space between them. So I have my 4 double crochets already. That's included with my single and 2 chain. 1 chain space coming into the next stitch. So there is no space between stitches, only between groups. So I'm going to continue to build 4 double crochet, 1 chain space, next stitch. Okay, we're going to do this all the way around. This is row 2. It's always best that you put your closed caption on. If you don't understand or see the stitch, then you can read by pausing, taking notes. I'll meet you at the end. So I've completed 8 groups of 4 double crochet of 1 chain space between them. So I'm going to come back in after I've closed my slip stitch with my single, doing my first double crochet into the next space. So we're going to do the increase inside of that 1 chain space. Okay, so doing the 4 double crochet from where we have the 4 double crochet and 2 inside of the chain space. 1 chain, or actually I'm going to do 2 chain just to give it a difference so I can start opening up and continue again with your 4 double crochets and 2 inside of the chain space. So that's our increase. So we'll have 6 double crochets on this row, 2 chain, and again into the next one, and continue on to do your 4 double crochets and your 2 double crochets inside of the chain space. Just trying to hide this little knot that I had here. 4 and 2 inside of the chain space. Remembering that if you're using thicker thread, your patterns are bigger. If you're using number 10 Aunt Lydia, your patterns are smaller, obviously, okay? So this is row 3. Okay, everyone, going into row 4. Again, after I've closed with slip stitch, I'm coming in doing my single 2 chain, 1 double crochet per stitch, and inside of my 2 chain space, we're doing an increase again of 2 double crochet. So we should have 8 double crochet total on row 4. Okay, so we started with 4, we did the increase with 2, we have 6, then we have the 6 increase with 2, we have 8, 2 chain space, and again, repeat the same thing. I'm going to do this until I have 6 rows of these created, that means up until my 7th row. Okay, so I have 3, I'm going to do 3 more, always an increase of 2. Okay, so total 7 rows. So I'll come back to you at the end of my 7th row. That's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So at the end of my 7th, there's always an increase on the next 3 rows also. That means it's 6 rows of these increases. Okay? There's no point of keep recording the same thing over and over when it's just the increase inside of the 2 chain space. So I'll meet you at the end of row 7. Okay, everyone, so I completed row 7. I'm going to do the walk, as I call it, to the next double crochet. I'm going to do a single, but you can do a slip stitch if you're used to doing your 3 chain double crochet. So we're not going to work on the first double crochet or the last. We're going to start to decrease. So I'm doing 1 per stitch. So on row 7, you're supposed to have 14 double crochet. Since we're decreasing now, we're going to have 12. Neighbor's chicken is going wild. There's never a dull moment in this place. Never. Okay, so I'm not working the first and I'm not working the last. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Doing my 12 double crochets, I'm going to do my 2 chain. I'm going to come in the center of that 2 chain with double crochet. So I'm building 2 little squares, 2 chains, skipping the first, going into the 2nd double crochet and creating my 12 double crochets. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way, remembering that you have to skip that first and not work the last. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've completed row 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Not working the last double crochet and not working the first 2 chain space, double crochet in the center of that 2 chain, and 2 chain space again. So we're going to continue to decrease, going over to the next double crochet. I'm doing my single and my 2 chain. Now we should have 10 double crochets on this row because we are decreasing by 2, not working the first nor the last double crochet. I'm going to do 1 chain space. I'm coming inside of the first block here and creating a shell, 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. Going into my next one, creating that shell again, 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. 1 chain space, skip the first double crochet into the second. Create your 10 double crochets. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. Ten double crochet, not working the first nor the last, 1 chain space, shell, shell again, 2 chains between the double crochet, 1 chain, skip the first and continue on. This is row 9. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 10, doing the walkover, single, 2 chain. My first double crochet, still continuing to do the decrease, not working on that first double crochet nor the last. So you should have 8 double crochets now. I'm going to do 1 chain space coming in where that shell is. If you need to do a 2 chain space, go ahead. Doing a shell. Two chain, doing a shell again, so shell over shell, one chain, skipping that first double crochet, going into the second, and doing my 8 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going to row 11. Doing a walk over to the next double crochet, we're continuing to decrease. So on this row 11, you should have 6 double crochets, chain 2, coming in the shell with shell. Three double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochet, chain 2 in the center, double crochet. So we're going to increase on the squares here now, and shell, over shell. So we're just going to repeat this all the way around the same way. So we have 2 groups of shell. We're going to continue to do them. Next row, we're going to still increase double crochet inside of these loops with 2 chain space. Okay. Okay, everyone. So on to row 12, which I've started. Of course, here is still the same, and the next row will have 2 double crochet left. Not doing the first nor the last, so it's a decrease. You should have 4 double crochets, 2 chain, continue your shell over shell. Next row will be exactly the same thing. So shell over shell. So row 12 and 13 are basically the same thing. We're decreasing, we'll have 2 double crochet only, chain 2. We're going to do also on the next row the same thing, chain 2, double crochet inside of the squares, chain 2, and shell over shell. So very simple. I will meet you at the end of row 13 because it's just a repeat of what we're doing. We're decreasing on the motifs here, and we're increasing on here. 2 chain, skip the first double crochet, come in your second, and do your 4 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 13. This is row 12. Okay, everyone, so finished row 13, going into row 14. I'm going to have to do the walk all the way to the shell with a slip stitch. Now, we don't want to tighten too much because we don't want the pattern to pull. So we got to go right into the center of our shell with shell. I'm going to do a single 2 chain. Doing the shell over shell. We're going to do the increase of our little blocks. So 2 chain and your double crochet. On this row, you should have 5 little blocks. This is row 14. And shell over shell. I'm going to do a 6 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Shell over shell. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. Two chain and continue your little blocks again, your 5 blocks. And shell over shell. We've been having a lot of fires here in the island. Somebody had set fire to the forest, a young kid or something like that. So it's been really dramatic for the past 2 days. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shell over shell, and 6 chain. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, I want to show you, in case sometimes whatever pattern you're working on doesn't necessarily mean it has to be this one. It could be anybody. Let's say you did a shell, and on the previous row, you forgot to make the double crochet. So I have only 2 double crochet here. There's no need to take the pattern down. Okay, it's little tricks you can go through. So when you're going to do your shell, you have the 2 here. So we're missing 1. Do a triple, come in, stretch, take out only once, and then come in the center of that shell and complete your double crochet. So now you got your complete shell and your double crochet. Okay, and then continue from there. So you don't have to take it down. A lot of times people take rows down for no reason because they don't know these little tricks. Some of you that have been following me for a while already know, but there's always newcomers, and welcome newcomers, and they don't know. So we keep showing and teaching them, right? So very simple. It's a way to cut time of taking everything down and redoing because of 1 double crochet, correct? When you have it in there and the problem is resolved. Okay, everyone, going into row 15. So I've closed in after doing my 6 chain. I'm going to do the walk again into the center of that shell. And I'm going to do a single. Okay, everyone, going into row 15. So I've closed in with slip stitch. I did the walk, single, 1, 2 for my double crochet. 1, 2, 3 chain. Coming in, doing my double crochet. 2 chain, double crochet, 2 chain, double crochet, 2 chain, double crochet, 2 chain, double crochet. 1, 2, 3. So 3 chain is only at the beginning and at the end. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to skip 1, 2, coming on the 3rd one. If you want, you can go over the loop. I'm going to do a shell of 2 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. And 2 more double crochet. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. Okay, 1, 2, 3 chain, coming in, double crochet, 1, 2, 3 chain, the first one, and build that square. 1, 2, 3, 2 chain, sorry, and into the next, and continue your squares of 2 chain until the last one. We do 3 chain. One, 2, 3 chain, 1 double crochet in the shell. Okay, 1, 2, 3 chain, skip 1, 2, come in the 3rd one and build your shell of 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, and 2 more double crochet. Okay, and just repeat now, 1, 2, 3 chain, and 1 double crochet in the shell. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I finished row 16, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, row 15. What I'm going to do is to start fresh from, so there is no confusion. I'm going to come my thread here, and I'm going to start inside of that shell. So we don't get confused, especially for beginners. They might find it a little bit too confusing with the little squares if they're just learning. So we'll start on okay, so we'll start on the shell. I think it makes it easier. So we're going into row 16. Just trying to make it easier for everyone. So I'm going to start working on any shell. Okay, so I'm going to start on this shell here. It doesn't matter where. And inside of this shell, I am going to create 5 groups of 3 double crochet. So single 2 chain, another double crochet, and my third double crochet, 2 chain space. Again, 3 groups of 3 double crochet, 2 chain space, and again. So I'll have a total of 5 groups altogether. I have 1, 2, 3. This will be my 4th. 2 chain space, and my 5th group of 3 double crochet. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 chain space between them. 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm skipping this one here and I'm coming in to the next one. 2 chain space. So I have my little block, 2 chain, 2 chain, 2 chain, 2 chain. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks of 2 chain. This does not count as part of these blocks. We're decreasing on these blocks. This is just part of the motive. 3 chain, okay? So 3 chain at the beginning. We're also skipping this last one. And repeating again those 5 groups of 3 double crochet. And pull your groups in. 2 chain space, and again continue to do your 5 groups like this one here, and then your 3 chain. You know the rules. If your tension is tight, do a 4 chain instead of 3. Jump this one, right? Jump this one here and create your 5 blocks of 2 chain space, and then jump the last one. Okay, and continue to do your groups again like here. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 17. So I've closed in with slip stitch, did my single, my 2 chain into the next one. double crochet into the next one, double crochet inside of this 2 chain space. I'm going to do 3 double crochets into the next one, double crochet 1 per stitch, and then 3 inside of the 2 chain space. One per stitch again, and 3 inside of the chain space. We're going to do this to all of them the same way, all the way to the end. Now that we've done 3 double crochet on each stitch and 3 inside of the 2 chain space. Let me just have count how many we have there. So we have 27 double crochets. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Skipping that first one here, coming into the second one, because we are decreasing on the squares. So we had 5 here, we should have 4 now. 2 chain and double crochet per square. We skip the first one and we're going to skip the last one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, not counting these 3 chain ones. So chain 3, and we're going to repeat exactly what we did, 27 double crochets. So 1 per stitch and 3 inside of the chain space. We're going to repeat this all the way to the end the same way. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 18. So I've closed in with slip stitch, did 3 chains. Didn't even bother to do the same one, 2 chain. I'm going to create 4 groups of 7 double crochet here. So 1 per stitch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 chain space. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I have my second group already. We're going to do 2 more groups. So I'm in my last group, and I will have to do an increase here of 2 on the last one to have 7. Okay, so I have 4 groups of 7 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Increase on the last one, or else we'd have only 6. We need to have 7. 1 chain space between the groups. 1, 2, 3 chain. Again, we are not doing that first one. We're decreasing. 2 chain. Create your blocks. Now you should have 3 blocks. That's not including this first one nor the last one. 3 chain, and again repeating the same thing. If you feel more comfortable of adding your double crochet here, if you think you're going to forget at the end, you can do it. 2 on the same one. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 chain. Continue to create your 7 double crochet. So we'll have 4 groups of 7 double crochet. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 chain space between the groups, 6 and 7, 1 chain again, and continue on. Okay, everyone, going into row 19, we are going to start to decrease here on this motif. So I'm coming on the second double crochet, okay? Single 2 chain. We're going to do 5 double crochet. So we're not working on the first double crochet and we're not working on the last double crochet. So 5 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 chain, coming in that 1 chain space with 1 double crochet, 2 chain, skip the first, come into the second, and repeat your 5 double crochets. So very simple. So I have my 5, 2 chain, come where we have that 1 chain space, double crochet, chain 2, skip the first, and do your 5 double crochets again. So we're going to repeat this on the pattern. So I've done my 4 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4 of 5 double crochet, 2 chain, and 1 double crochet in the 1 chain space. Now you understand why I had to do that increase on the previous row, so we can have the right amount of double crochets. We're going to do again chain 3. If you need to do a chain 4, go ahead. Skipping always that first chain, we're decreasing. Chain 2 and create your square, your little square. So you should have now 2 little squares. Again, going with chain 3 and skipping the first one, going into the second, and proceed again doing those 5 double crochets. We're creating those groups again. We are not doing the first nor the last. 2 chain, coming in that 1 chain space with double crochet, and again 2 chain, skip the first into the next one, and we're going to proceed this way all the way around the same way. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 20. Now you might notice at this point that the pattern is pulling quite a bit over here, right? If you look at it, it seems like it's pulling, but don't worry about it. Once we finish, you can use whatever you're using, cornstarch, starch, whatever you call it. I use laundry softener with a bit of water. I spray and I stretch it in a flat surface and stretch it well. So example, which I'm not even done to be doing this, but doesn't matter. And once you spray well and you stretch well, it all goes into place. Now in my case, because I do a lot of, as you can see, it's already pretty nice and straight. I don't have time to let it dry, so I light steam iron it very quick after I've sprayed it, and it's just perfect. So once you do that, everything falls right into place, okay? So going into row 20, I've changed color also. I had taken that row down, row 19, and I've changed it just to sparkle it up a little bit more. So I'm coming into the next, so we're avoiding again doing the first and the last. Now, we're going to have to build groups of 3 double crochet. We're also decreasing on the motifs here. Okay, so 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and creating in that 2 chain space double crochet, 2 chain, next space, double crochet. So we'll have 3 little squares, and skip the first double crochet, create again those 3 double crochet groups, chain 2 again into the square with double crochet, chain 2 into the next one, chain 2 in to the second double crochet, because we are not working the first and we're not working the last. Okay, so we have 3 double crochet groups and 3 little squares. Chain 3. If you need to do a chain 4, go ahead. Some people have tighter tension, so skipping always that first one. I should have 1 square left on the decrease on the squares. 1, 2, 3. Again, skipping that first one, coming into the second, and redo my groups of 3 double crochet. 2 chain into the first square, double crochet, 2 chain into the second, double crochet. Mind to tell you, even though when you put that softener, it smells so good, and you know, if you're giving it as gifts, nicely wrapped up with a nice smell, it's just wonderful. These makes perfect gifts for Christmas with a nice ribbon, nice white or red ribbon. Okay, so we're just going to repeat what we did. Nothing else to it here. We're almost done. I think we have two or 3 rows left and we're done. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, row 21. I'm going to come in the center, single, 1, 2, 3. Actually, 2 for the double crochet, and then 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come on my third one, and I'm going to do picot. Coming in that first space again. Maybe if I can get it fixed a little bit. 1, 2, 3. And picot into the next one. So this is my last row. 1, 2, 3. Picot. 1, 2, 3. Picot. I said there was 1 or 2 rows left. I hadn't realized that I was at the end. Coming into the middle one, remember we have that group, we're still decreasing. 1, 2, 3. So that's all it is. It's just double crochet the picot, okay, into the first space. 1, 2, 3. Picot into the next space. 1, 2, 3. whoops, going into the middle of the 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This was a pleasure. It's been many years I haven't created this piece, so it's been a lot of fun redoing it again. Brings back old memories, of course. Not that I'm old, people, you know. Time flies, I guess, right? So let me know what you think about this creation. So there's nothing to it. You're just doing 1 double crochet per space, and then, you know, you're inside of that 3, and then 1, 2, 3. We're coming into the last space here. Remember the last space? And 1, 2, 3, and picot. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and into the middle of the next one. Actually, I would like this picot to be centered here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close it as a slip stitch. I think it's best. Like that. Okay. I think it's better. And then I'm going to come back in with a slip stitch on that. And then do 1, 2, 3. But you can do whatever way you feel like, you know. I just like to have it like more centered on there. 1, 2, and 3. And again, you start your picots because now we're in the middle of all of the other little blocks again. So I will have it in display at the end. I'll do a little video and the pictures once I blocked it, so you can see what a beautiful little piece it became. Okay, and the measurements. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye. God bless. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video.